All right, get ready, because today we're going deep, like really deep.
TD,
Deeper than we've ever gone. We're going to be talking about humans.
humans and AI.
Oh yeah, AI too. And get this, the destiny of the universe.
The whole
The
universe.
whole shebang. Seriously though,
It's a lot to take in.
it is, but it's going to be fun.
Definitely fun.
Okay, so we're exploring this podcast episode.
From this Spanish language show called Cosmic Pathways, I think.
Cosmic Pathways.
Yeah, that's it.
Catchy, right?
I like it.
So their episode is called, like, Humans and AI, Can We Control the Destiny of the Universe?
Very thought-provoking title.
It really is. And they start with us,
That's
human.
just regular folks.
Yeah, just Homo sapiens hanging out.
Yeah.
And biologically,
Biologically.
we're not that different from our ancestors from like 70,000 years ago.
It's pretty wild when you think about it.
Right.
Like, we might look similar to those cave people.
If you squint a bit.
Haha, yeah. But here's the thing. What really makes us different is our ability to build on what came before.
Yeah, like all the knowledge from previous generations.
Exactly. The cosmic pathways, folks call it cumulative knowledge.
Cumulative knowledge.
Yeah.
And they say it's humanity's superpower.
Our superpower.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty cool way to think about it.
Right. So instead of like starting from scratch with each generation,
Yeah, we're not reinventing the wheel every time.
we inherit this massive library of knowledge.
It's like a global brain download.
And that download lets us progress so quickly.
I mean, think about it. You didn't have to, figure out agriculture from scratch
Or discover fire.
or invent the wheel.
Oh.
We just downloaded that knowledge.
Boom. Instant upgrade.
Humanity 2.0. That's how we went from using stone tools to sending probes to other planets in a blink.
It makes you realize that even the small stuff matters.
Like even just learning a new fact or coming up with a new idea.
It all adds to this pool of knowledge, this giant database that's pushing us forward.
It's amazing.
It really is. And now just imagine, what happens when we throw AI into the mix?
Oh, things get really interesting.
That's where we get into transhumanism.
Yeah, our Source podcast dives right into it. Basically, it's about using tech to go beyond our biological limits.
So like brain-computer interfaces to instantly download info.
Like the Matrix,
Kinda. Or gene editing to eliminate diseases.
CRISPR and all that.
Yeah, and the podcast explores some wild possibilities.
That sounds like science fiction, but, maybe not so far off.
Like biomechanical enhancements
So we could have superhuman strength.
or nanobots that heal us from the inside.
It's almost like, what if we took evolution into our own hands? Fast forward it.
Accelerated evolution. That brings up a big question though, doesn't it?
What's that?
Well, if we modify ourselves that much, what does it even mean to be human?
Yeah, it's a head scratcher.
It really is. The cosmic pathways, folks, they wrestle with this idea too.
What did they think?
They say maybe being human isn't about our biology.
Like, not about our physical bodies,
Right. But about our capacity for growth, for learning.
always pushing the boundaries.
So maybe even with cybernetic implants and like super brains, it's still about our curiosity, that
Yeah.
drive to explore.
The human spark.
Exactly. And that leads us to something even more mind-blowing.
More mind-blowing than super brain.
Way more. What if, with AI and our enhanced selves, we could actually influence the cosmos?
Whoa. Are you talking about, building stars?
Maybe not building stars, but manipulating them.
And galaxies?
Potentially. It sounds crazy, but the Source podcast says it might be possible.
Really?
They talk about harnessing dark energy, the force that's expanding the universe.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? Like imagine building structures that span galaxies.
It's almost too much to imagine.
It really stretches the imagination. But here's the thing, the cosmic pathways people bring up.
What's that?
They ask, even if we could do all that, are we really ready for it?
It's a good question. I mean, we haven't even figured out how to solve all our problems here on Earth.
Right. Like what if we mess up the universe trying to fix things?
There's a lot of responsibility.
A lot of responsibility. And that's where things get really interesting because now we have to think about, are we ready for that level of power?
The power to shape the universe.
Exactly. So buckle up because we're going to dive into all of that
Let's do it.
right after the break. It's kind of like the universe is testing us,
Testing us.
Yeah, okay, humans, you figured out how to split the atom.
Split the atom.
Right, and you're about to merge with AI, so
Oh.
let's see if you can handle this power.
All this power.
Yeah,
Responsibility is key.
for sure. And the Cosmic Pathways podcast, they really dig into the potential downsides.
The downsides of all this power.
Yeah, like what could go wrong?
They point out even if we have good intentions,
Good at intention.
we could still mess things up royally.
On a cosmic scale.
Exactly. Like imagine we try to solve energy problems by building a Dyson sphere.
A Dyson sphere around a star.
Yeah, but then we accidentally disrupt a whole planetary system.
Oops.
Yeah, oops. Or what if we crack faster than light travel?
Warp speed.
But then that tech falls into the wrong hands.
Yikes.
We could create cosmic chaos.
It's like those sci-fi movies where,
Where they open a wormhole.
yeah, and unleash an alien invasion.
Not good.
Not good at all. And even if we avoid those big disasters,
So cosmic level disasters.
right, there's still smaller ethical things to think about.
Like what?
Well, the podcast talks about equity and access to these technologies.
Ah, so not everyone gets to be a superhuman.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
what if only the super rich could afford immortality treatments?
Or superintelligence upgrades.
Right. It could create, like, a whole new level of inequality.
A two-tiered society.
Yeah, the enhanced and the unenhanced.
Sounds kind of dystopian.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's not just about the tech itself
It's about how we use it
and who gets to use it.
and how we make sure it benefits everyone.
Right. That's where open discussions and collaboration come in, you know?
The podcast really stresses that.
We need to have these conversations now, before it's too late.
Before everyone's walking around with super brains.
Haha. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. We need philosophers, ethicists, scientists, policymakers.
Everyone at the table.
Everyone needs to help shape the rules
The cosmic guidelines.
for how we use this power responsibly.
A kind of intergalactic constitution.
I like that. An intergalactic constitution
To make sure we don't screw things up.
on a universal scale. Okay, so we've talked about the dangers.
The potential pitfalls.
But what about the flip side? You know,
And what if we actually use all this for good?
what if it all works out?
Well, that's where things get really exciting.
Exciting in a good way.
In a good way. Imagine a future without disease, without poverty,
Clean energy for everyone.
education for all.
And we're all working together to solve big problems like climate change.
Team human, solving cosmic level problems.
Maybe even taking that teamwork to a whole new level.
Cosmic.
Yeah, like what if we start collaborating with other intelligent civilizations out there?
Wow. That would be amazing.
Right. Imagine, instead of fighting over resources, we're sharing knowledge and exploring the universe together.
The podcast really captures that sense of wonder.
That awe-inspiring possibility.
That we could become like guardians of the galaxy.
Protecting life across the cosmos.
It's a pretty amazing vision.
It is. And it makes you think about all the choices we're making now, you know?
Choices.
Yeah, the conversations we have, the values we prioritize.
It all matters.
It all shapes the future. And that brings us back to you, dear listener.
You're part of this too.
Even if you're not building Dyson spheres or editing genes,
You're still contributing to the story
the story of humanity.
and the future of the universe.
So stay curious, keep learning, keep dreaming big.
Because who knows what we'll achieve together?
Maybe something truly extraordinary.
I like the sound of that.
We've been on quite a ride today, haven't we?
A real mind bender.
Yeah, from like the basics of how humans progress.
Cumulative knowledge.
That's it, to the crazy potential of AI.
And then, whoa, cosmic engineering.
I feel like my brain's stretched to its limit.
Mine too. It's exhilarating but kind of scary at the same time.
I know what you mean. Like the more we learn, the more questions pop up.
It's like each answer unlocks 5 more questions.
Exactly. And some of those questions are pretty big, like, you know,
Existential stuff.
yeah, if we actually get this powerful, what happens to us, to our humanity?
Do we lose something in the pursuit of progress?
Like, be careful what you wish for.
Because you might just get it.
Right. We might get immortality, the power to reshape galaxies.
But will we still be, us, the humans who looked up at the stars and wondered,
That's a deep one. The Cosmic Pathways podcast, they struggle with that too.
what do they think?
They don't have easy answers, but they say maybe
Maybe.
humanity isn't about our physical form.
Not about flesh and blood.
Right. But about our curiosity, our compassion, that search for meaning.
So even if we're all cyborgs or living in simulations, those core values, that's what makes us human.
It's an interesting thought. And it makes you wonder,
What are you wondering?
if we do become this super advanced civilization,
Shaping the cosmos.
what will our purpose be? Like, what drives us?
Will we be like cosmic gardeners, taking care of life across the universe?
Or explorers,
Yeah.
boldly going where no one has gone before?
Maybe both.
Or maybe it's just about the journey itself.
The endless exploration and discovery and creation.
Like a cosmic dance of consciousness?
I like that. A cosmic dance. It's not about reaching some final destination.
It's about the unfolding of possibilities.
The infinite potential.
And that brings us back to you, dear listener.
You're part of this dance too.
We've been talking about these huge cosmic